Dạ vâng, dạ chào các bạn. Khải đang trong phòng họp Hội đồng thành phố Westminster. Thì bây giờ Khải bắt đầu Khải mở máy để để truyền hình trực tiếp phòng họp nha. Bây giờ là gần 7 giờ thì không biết là khi nào thì sẽ có những cái cuộc phát biểu. Thì hôm nay Khải cũng sẽ lên Khải phát biểu, và bây giờ Khải để máy để các bạn tự theo dõi.
Hey, did you see the wall? I did. It was good. Yeah, it was good. I have like. They double checked me. They double checked me. Oh, okay. 7 days or something.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, I'd like to reconvene the City Council, successor agency to the Westminster Redevelopment Agency meeting. Right now, 7 p.m. on Wednesday, October 26, 2022. Roll call.
Thank you, Mayor Tom,
Here.
Vice Mayor Monzo,
I'm here.
Councilmember Doe,
Here.
Councilmember O,
Here.
Councilmember Nguyen.
I'm here.
There you have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Next, we have salute to the flag of the Vice Mayor Mansion. My invitation will be City Attorney. Please stand.
Ready? Begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for the opportunity to be here and conduct the city's business. We ask that you would guide the council, guide the staff, and even the public, as we seek to do what is right for the citizens of this community and for the state and for this country. We just commit the evening to you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Vice Mayor and City Attorney. Next, we have City Attorney Flo, second report.
There were two items on the closed session agenda. The council discussed both in direction was provided. There's nothing further to report.
Thank you. Next, we have expert communication. None. City Clerk report.
Thank you, Mayor. We want to continue inviting the members of the public to please visit our website for vacancies on commissions and committees. The application is on our website. And also, as election day is quickly approaching, I just wanted to announce that the vote drop boxes are currently open, and we have 3 sites, so please visit our website for those locations. And the vote center locations, we have one that will be open beginning October 29th, and that's the Marion Warren Community Building. And after that, we have 4 other centers in Westminster that open beginning November 5th. Election day is November 8th, and the voting centers will be open between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. That concludes.
Thank you so much. Next, we have City Manager report.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. So this coming November, the police department is going to once again be participating in Movember, which raises awareness in the fight against prostate and testicular cancer. This program has raised over $17,500 since 2016. So what that means is that our officers are permitted to grow out of policy facial hair during the months of November and or December as a demonstration of their support of their support to the cause. And donations are all made by officers participating in the program. Other employees who participate receive a blue mustache pin that can be worn on their uniform, and they also make donations. And so for anyone else who wants to support this cause, patches are available for a donation of $10 per patch and available to the public. I just have a couple of, show what it looks like. There's a flyer as well. Take one down. And then of course, we're still selling pink patches for Breast Cancer Awareness Month over in the police station as well through the end of this month. In terms of community services, this Friday, we're excited for our Halloween event. It's going to be bigger and better. Our trunk or treat event with over 30 trunks and a movie night. It'll be here Sorry about that. It'll be here at the Civic Center. Normally it's over at the Family Resource Center, but we're gonna have this event at the Civic Center, so it's bigger, it's better, and we hope that everyone can come join. We'll be showing the Addams Family. The trunk or treat starts at about 4:30 p.m. and we'll have a haunted hallway tour of the police department, food trucks, fun and games, and a lot more. So bring out your families for that and then stay for the movie. The Family Resource Center is hosting a Dia de los Muertos family event on Tuesday, November 1st at 4 p.m. So learn the traditions and history of Day of the Dead while making your own Katrina. And our senior center is going to be hosting their annual Veterans Day luncheon on Thursday, November 10th at 11:30 a.m. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you so much, City Manager. We don't have any special presentation tonight, so we'll go to board communication. Let's open.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time of the meeting that members of the public may address the city council regarding any item on the agenda or not on the agenda that within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. Any person who wishes to speak may do so by providing one of these forms for us, and then we will be called. In addition, we will be calling people on our Zoom meeting. The first speaker is Terry Raines, and she will be followed by Nguyen Hung.
Good evening, Terry Raines, Westminster. I'm in the Citizens Academy with our great police department again tonight, so I'll have to run. Had a great time at the Pizza Police and Pink Patches event at Mike's last week for a great cause. For SB 1439, I think Councilman Tygo must recuse himself and not participate in public hearing item 4.2 because he accepted a $500 campaign contribution from Lexus Westminster, which exceeds the $250 threshold. Item 5.1 increases the infrastructure engineer's contract again and approves hiring a full-time in-house associate planner at a cost of over $164,000 per year. The contract was increased $88,000 in January, and the part-time contract planner became full-time. I question using an expensive consultant to perform day-to-day employee duties under the direction of the department director and staff violating the ABC test of 8 to 9. So going in-house seems right. But again, no actual workload statistics are provided in the staff report to justify the increased cost. It states the new position cost may be partially offset by a reduction in their contract services budget, but the contract services budget should be cut to offset 100% of the cost. On a related note, I have requested numerous times for the city to publish a monthly report of all active planning projects and permits issued like other cities do, but my requests have all been completely ignored. The staff report for item 5.2 does not even list the streets of the overlay project. One has to dig to the very last page, 43, just to see a map with the streets highlighted. Question 1.2 million for a project requires full transparency, not varying the details. For item 5.3, the revised ARPA spending plan number 1 was reduced to $400,000, but still no explanation as to how this money will address crime increase due to the pandemic. And sorry, I do not support new number 6, $525,000, $2,000 for full-time and $1,000 for part-time essential workers. Forces reductions to other allocations that directly benefit the quality of life and services for our residents. I support removing number 10, the EOC refurbishment and incorporating it into the police complex upgrade. And I support the $200,000 reallocation for number 11, adding ball fields and shade structures by removing one pickleball court. Funding for only 1 year of the customer service software contract number 17 concerns me. If 1 year is $25,000, why did the original allocation state $50,000 per year? I strongly object to cutting number 19 at all. The Be Well Mobile Crisis Response Team does not just help those experiencing homelessness. It helps anyone experiencing a mental health crisis. Cities with navigation centers still use and benefit from Be Well. Add back the full amount of this item and the CS software contract and reduce or eliminate number 6 and or use the $350,000 unallocated balance. ARPA money should benefit the residents as much as possible. I support item 5.4, but only if the city clerk pay grade is adjusted downward to reflect removing communications director from the title and job description, as long as the pay is still in line with comparable cities. This reduction can fund part of the newly sought PIO position. Questions on item 5.5, the navigation center, include MOU 1, is the program treasurer designated existing staff in each city on a rotational basis? 2, how will that treasurer select a third party to perform the annual audit and report? 3, are other cities putting in 86% more than their share of startup cost purchases? and construction like Westminster is? Will the excess funds go toward ongoing operating costs? And 4, how and where does the MOU account for reallocation of beds and related costs if one city needs more beds and another needs less? I asked about this at the community meeting and was told it would be clearly spelled out in the MOU. Great to see this project bill finally picking up pace. Less than 2 weeks to Election Day, I attended District 1 candidate John Gentile's event on Saturday. Amy West continues to ignore questions from residents. District 4 candidate Nam Kwan Win was at the center of a near-violent protest in Garden Grove defending the indefensible Uncooked land. Amy and Nam Kwan on council along with Charlie as mayor would destroy our city and be a real danger to us all, so voters don't let that happen. I am grateful for the opportunity to participate in the candidate forum this morning hosted by our Chamber of Commerce and the Vietnamese American Chamber. Amy West again was the only no-show, predictably. I was uncomfortable though that Shop Off sponsored the event and the scheduled moderator, Alex Kim, is a consultant for Shop Off, as is Tyler Dibb, but Kim called out sick. This is disconcerting because Shop Off will have projects coming before this council next year, and Bill Shop Off recently donated $4,900 to treat causes in the campaign. Attendance was decent, but candidate forums should not be held on weekdays during work hours. PCTA recorded it, and they will put it on Channel 3 periodically and on YouTube. Again, I really tried to find a way to support one of the mayor candidates on the ballot, but I cannot, and thereby we're voting for the qualified writing candidate and encourage others who are conflicted to do the same. The one sure vote for us all is yes on Major Y to save our city. Let's do this, Westminster. Vote yes on Y.
Next speaker is Nguyen Hung, followed by Moses.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My undersigned is Hung Nguyen of Westminster, California, 92683. I am writing today. I have a question and concern. Number 1, Mayor Kita supported District number 4, candidate Nam Kwan Nguyen. Why? An Orange County professional firefighter of 3631 fire station in the city 13 withdrew its supporter because he's criminal and unique tickle pass. Today, I still have not received a reply form about the mayor's decision to support Mr. Nam Kwan Nguyen. Please be brief, yes or no. Do you still support or not, sir? Number 2, Charlie Nguyen. First time I'm talking about, sir. Candidate for mayor of the city of Westminster. From the candidate profile patient of the city of Westminster is a post on the following link. The link from the city of Westminster. Mr. Charlie Nguyen listed his qualification and a position as follows. I don't repeat it because I don't want to advert PR for him. But my question, so you please kind of provide me an email below graduation certificate and resume of the institution you're working for. I give you this letter from yesterday. I hope I receive any book from you. Certificate on engineering. Do you have one? And the company you're working for, Boeing, Rockwell? I work for US government for 20 years. Okay, if you have it, show me. Number 2, you and lawyer Lan Quoc Nguyen go to the TV and then also radio talk show. You say no such mobile home assistant program. Did you read English? This is my letter. I am resident of Westminster Mobile Home. I read for you. I have reviewed your application and continue assistance from the mobile home rental assistance program. I am happy to inform you that your application has been approved. So why you tell people no such a program? You are a liar at citizen and you want to become mayor. Look at in God's decree. Don't we?
Nói tiếng Việt.
You are councilman. You have to know the law. Mr. Lan Quoc Nguyen is a lawyer. He doesn't know this program. Maybe that is because the law, but you, why don't you have them, the Westminster citizen, resident here? And I heard about one of you guys, I have a proof, Mr. Tyler here, mentioned me, oh, I don't know, Mr. Nguyen, he lives in a mobile home. So what's wrong if I live in a mobile home because I'm poor? I live in a mobile home because I don't have money, that's fine, because that money comes from clean. I work and I get money from retirement. I don't cheat the people. You want to become mayor, but you cheating people. You say no such program. You want it, I give you a copy, and you talk to them. Do you know this program? If you don't know how you go to the radio and TV station, you tell them no such a program. Who went up and say, did the program 10% off of the rental? Is a liar. You are a liar, citizen of Westminster. This program, I have 5 years. How I know you don't know? You are gentlemen. You don't know nothing. How come you want as a representative for us? And then you go to radio and TV, television, you are a liar. Today, on a yesterday, Mr. Van Tran come to talk in the radio too. And he said that Nam Quan Nguyen, his father is a former Arvin, but he's not. I know that Father Nam Quan Nguyen is a prisoner in Vietnam, in both Vietnam Cộng Hòa and also. Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Moses Castillo, followed by Tony Boone.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and the City Council members. Moses Castillo, resident of Westminster for almost 30 years. First of all, I just want to say thank you to the Chief and the Westminster Police Department for being very transparent. As you may have heard, there was an incident on the Westminster High School campus where a student from Fountain Valley High School was arrested carrying a loaded firearm on campus. And it's a reminder that we need to really take steps to make sure our children are safe. And I'm grateful for this individual, whoever it was, that tipped off this information. So again, Crime Stoppers is a great resource to report anonymous information. But again, I just want to give kudos, and I hope this session is a debrief with the school staff so that we can have lessons learned. Because I'm sure there's some lessons that we can always learn and debrief from incidents like this. And for the parents that are watching this online or on channel 3, talk to your children. I raised my children for that very incident. If somebody brings a firearm to your school and they want to show it to you and they say it's not loaded, it's always loaded. You always assume it's loaded and you call somebody right away and report it. So again, thank you to the Chief and the Westminster Police for that. And I also ask that any council member who may have received the financial contribution from any auto dealer, that they make that known and make it public. And if they did, recuse themselves from that vehicle reimbursement program. And lastly, I hate to bring it to Ms. Terry Raines, but she is a voice for the city of Westminster, not the voice. So when she stood up here and made some comments about some election stuff, I think it was very inappropriate, and hopefully next time you guys stop her from doing that. Thank you.
Next speaker is Tony Bowie, followed by Gary.
Good evening, Mayor, Twitter, and City Council members. I am Tony Bowie, a resident of Westminster for 20 years, more than 20 years. And I know the city has been thriving for many people to live in the city. However, in the last couple of years, at least 2 years, there was a lot of problems in our city. That is why I keep coming to attend the meeting. to raise my concern and to bring the root cause that make our city going down the drain. I don't want our city of Westminster to be like Portland, to be like Seattle or San Francisco or Los Angeles in a shameful way, going down drain. Because if we are not careful, those people who sit there in the future, they will collude with each other to turn this city to be a sanctuary city, which harbor the illegal people, which is helping burglary people to get out from jail without any capital, any punishment. Those are the bad things. That is why I come here, and I want that we should shape up our group, and especially during this election meeting, I saw some of the corrupted mind and corrupted people who has tried to get the position as a mayor, and they use all the tactics to get their to win the vote from the people. For example, I heard that people at the mobile home, they were, I met some people from the group of Kimberly Ho who promised them that if they sign the paper, they will get 10% reduction rent if they get elected for Miss Kimberly Ho. That is fake. You cannot promise like that because you are making the people confusing. And also, she promised that she will make a community activity hall for the Vietnamese people. Where did you get the money from? From the city? Or you know that the taxpayer money of all American citizens, American community. So this is unfair to promise money from the city to a special group. So stop that action. You try to divide people, and that is not good, Ms. Kimberly Ho. And I just learned that Kimberly Ho, this is good news for all of us. Kimberly Ho said that if she is not elected for mayor position on this coming November election, then she will resign from City Council of Westminster. I hope that will be true, because City of Westminster don't want you to be here. We will make a big party to show you the way out of the City of Westminster, to restore the peace and prosperity for our city. That amen. That we wish that will be true. Ms. Kimberly Ho, shape up your way of working, and you will be good person if you change your behavior. In the past, you have been the head of the Measure C, which successfully waste money of our city, more than $400,000. So even if you win or lose, I and many people will have a petition to ask you to repay to the city of more than $400,000 and $100,000 to redistrict the city in 5 districts. That is my wish, and I will try to do that way, to get the money back for the City of Westminster. Thank you for listening to me.
Mayor Todd, council members, my name is Gary, I have a property on 45 freeway, Edward Street, and there's construction of a sound wall, which is not continuing behind my property, don't stop there. Although the wall was done on the south side of the 405 where the farm is, but not for my property, as I have a little triangle property right there by Edwards 405. And I'm requesting that the OC 405, they amend this, put a wall in there, because it's a safety hazard, people can walk out on the freeway. And it's a sound hazard, there's been debris flying off the freeway over the area by my property. And I've had no luck with the OC 405. I've had nothing but difficulties in the last 3 years because of noise, fill of dirt, damaged property, lost income. It's been a real nightmare in this situation. And for the fact that there is a community safety concern there, and there's liability for the city in the situation by not continuing the wall. I feel like I'm being unjustly singled out. I was told that there was a sound study that was done, which is not, makes no sense because it's so loud that we can't even stand it. But yet they put the 300-foot wall where there's a park or a farm there. Nobody lives there. So why not continue the wall? Why are they playing these games? I do not know why they're putting the fence there, but I need to see if this can be addressed. So I thought I would address this to council tonight. And I'm not sure where this will go next, but hopefully somebody can help me.
Yeah, I really appreciate that you will come here and share the concerns of Adolfo, our assistant city manager. I think that he will have a meeting with you, after this, right?
Thank you. I appreciate your time, everybody.
Thank you.
The next speaker is John Sickerson, and followed by the
Good evening, Mayor Todd and council members. My name is John Sackerson. I'm the executive director of the Orange County Automobile Dealers Association. I'm here tonight to support agenda item number 4.2, which will restart the Westminster.
Sorry, so we have a public hearing, so you have to wait till 4.2 to get to speak on that item.
Okay.
The next speaker is via Youth Media, followed by Tom Bland, and then Camilla.
Mine is public hearing.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Hôm nay tôi lên đây để tiếp tục đặt vấn đề với hai con người Nam Quang.
I'm here tonight forward some issues with the two of you regarding Nam Quang.
Tên côn đồ mất dạy mà cộng đồng đa số hiện nay gọi hắn là thịt da Nam Quang.
He's a new bred that, well, now community is referring to him as a traitor.
Ông Chí Tạ vẫn tiếp tục vận động kêu gọi đồng hương bỏ phiếu cho Nam Quang.
Mr. Park, you are still campaigning, asking people in the community to vote for Nam Quang.
Charlie vẫn lên kênh YouTube của Nam Quang để vận động cũng như kêu gọi đồng hương bỏ phiếu cho Nam Quang.
And Charlie also appeared on Nam Quang's YouTube channel to campaign for him as well as ask people to vote.
Một lần nữa tôi muốn bày tỏ sự bất bình trước thái độ coi thường cử tri và quyết định rất là vô trách nhiệm của hai ông.
Once again, I would like to express my dissatisfaction about your being irresponsible and that you don't care much about your the voter.
Hai ông không bao giờ quan tâm đến tương lai và sự ổn định cũng như phồn thịnh của thành phố.
You never care about the future as well as the prosperity of the city.
Hai ông từng đưa người từ những nơi khác về làm náo loạn thành phố, kể cả thành phố và thành quân tôi, chỉ để bảo vệ cái ghế của hai ông.
You have brought people from all the city here to cause disorder in the city, including assaulting me and terrorizing me just to protect your seat.
Nam Quang chê bai hai ông, nói rằng hai ông chỉ biết cãi nhau trong suốt 6 năm qua, không làm được gì cho thành phố.
Now the way I criticize the both of you is that the both of you could not really do anything for the last 6 years except for the city, except for quicker.
Nam Quan là tên côn đồ chỉ mướn của hai ông chiêu hôi nhỏ phụ nữ chửi lộn với đàn bà để câu view kiếm sống trên YouTube.
Nam Wang is a hired guy, and he's hired by you to go on YouTube to demean women and
Tức là môi nhỏ phụ nữ và chửi lộn với đàn bà.
to demean and women and value.
Trong cuộc biểu tình ông Nguyễn Quốc Lân vừa qua, Nam Quan lại đảm nhiệm vai trò chửi mướn cho hai ông.
So in the protest or demonstrations against Lam Quang Nguyen last week, Nam Wang now took on the role of a mouthpiece or hired gun for the two of you.
Nam Quan trà trộn vào đoàn người biểu tình để gây xáo trộn khiêu khích đồng hương có ý đồ muốn phá rối cuộc biểu tình.
Nam Wang tried to infiltrate the protest just to incite and also to cause division as well as disorder at the protest.
Nam Quan nói hai ông vô dụng, chưa trưởng thành, chỉ biết cãi nhau.
Nam Wang said that the two of you are useless or immature. All you do is to bicker.
Nhưng nếu hai ông đưa Nam Quan vào làm nghị viên của hội đồng thành phố, thì liệu Nam Quan có giúp ích được gì cho thành phố hay không?
So if the two of you get Nam Wang to be on the city council, what do you think Nam Wang would be able to do for the city?
Hay Nam Quan cũng sẽ gây thêm xào xáo trong hội đồng thành phố?
Or, well, Nam Wang would cause more dissension among the city council.
Vì ngoài tính tình hung hăng, chuyên lăng nhục phụ nữ, Nam Quan còn là một tên côn đồ, có thể gọi là tội phạm coi thường pháp luật.
Besides his menacing personality, you can also consider him, think of him as a thug, ill-bred thug who doesn't care or respect the law.
Tôi đã đưa ra những bằng chứng về những cái cáo buộc này trong những lần phát biểu trước đây.
I provided ample evidence regarding my allegation in the previous city council meeting.
Nếu tôi nói sai, tại sao Nam Quan không phỏng vấn vợ ông ta?
If I was wrong, why didn't Nam Wang interview his ex-wife?
Chỉ cần vợ Nam Quan tuyên bố là tôi nói láo, Nam Quan chưa bao giờ hành hung vợ, thì ông ta sẽ được minh oan.
It only takes Nam Wang's wife to deny my allegation, then Nam Wang would be vindicated. She would deny my allegation that he assaulted her, then he would be vindicated.
Không cần vợ Nam Quan, chỉ cần Nam Quan đưa ra được bất kỳ video clip nào của người thân của vợ Nam Quan.
We don't even need her word or Nam Wang's ex-wife's word. We just need a video clip from any of Nam Wang's ex-wife's family to say that he did not assault her.
Bất kỳ video clip nào của người thân của vợ Nam Quan có uy tín để biện hộ cho Nam Quan, để chứng minh là tôi nói dối, thì Nam Quan sẽ không còn bị đồng hương nghi ngờ nữa.
Any video clip by any respectable member of Nam Wang's wife's family, then that would clear his honor or defend his honor.
Nhưng cho đến bây giờ, Nam Quan vẫn không dám đối chất với những lời tố cáo của tôi.
Up until now, Nam Wang refused to deal directly with my allegations.
Mà Nam Quan và băng đảng của ông ta cũng như Nguyễn Quốc Lân chỉ dám đưa ra những lời lẽ bâng quơ để chụp mũ vu khống bôi nhọ để đánh chống lãnh.
Nam Wang and his gang, including Lam Quang Nguyen, they just beat around the bushes to deflect the charges or allegations.
Tại sao hai ông nhất định ủng hộ một tên côn đồ vô lại như vậy và làm nghị viên hội đồng thành phố?
Why are you two supporting such a thug and trying to get him onto the city council?
Nếu không phải Nam Quan là âm binh tay sai của hai ông,
unless Nam Wang is your latchkey.
Hai ông chỉ muốn đưa Nam Quan vào hội đồng thành phố Westminster để sau này sẽ nghe lời của hai ông sai khiến.
You too want Nam Wang to be on the city council so that he would listen to your carry out your marching order later on if you got onto the city council.
Vì nghị viên Kimberly Hồ hành xử độc lập, không chịu phục tùng hai ông và băng đảng của hai ông.
City council woman Kimberly Hall refused to listen to the two of you and carry out your order.
Và cũng như là băng đảng của hai ông.
And go against his order.
Nên hai ông đã thực hiện cái công cuộc recall bà Kimberly Hồ và để sau này thay thế nghị viên Kimberly Hồ hoặc Nam Quan.
And so the two of you have unsuccessfully tried to carry out a recall on City Councilwoman Kimberly Hall so that she would be replaced by Nam Quang.
Và đương nhiên là phó thị trưởng Carlos Mental cũng biết cái việc này thì họ cũng đã từng muốn là recall bãi nhiệm ông Carlos Mental để mà thay thế ông Nam Quan.
Vice Mayor Carlos Mental knows this as well because he has been the subject of their recall as well and try to replace him.
Và thưa nghị viên, thưa phó thị trưởng Carlos Mental.
To Vice Mayor Carlos Mental.
Lần trước tôi có nói với ông là có lẽ tôi nói chưa có rõ, tôi nghĩ ông sẽ là cái deciding factor, deciding vote, tôi nghĩ ông sẽ là người quyết định trong cái cuộc bầu thị trưởng của thành phố Westminster lần này.
I wasn't clear when I appeared on the council last time and said that you would be the deciding vote in the mayor race this year.
And I hope you would not just wisely chose to endorse, but you would put all your effort to campaign for the ones that can actually have a chance to replace those, to help us get rid of this game. Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Tom Lamb.
Trước hết là kính chào ông thị trưởng và toàn thể với hội đồng thành phố Westminster. Kính thưa quý vị.
First of all, I would like to send my greeting to the mayor and the entire city council of the city of Westminster.
Kính thưa quý vị, hôm nay tôi muốn đến đây coi như là lần đầu tiên.
I'm here for the first time tonight because
Bởi vì tôi muốn đưa lên sự việc giữa ông thị trưởng hiện nay và ông xã Lý Nguyễn và ông Nam Quang.
I went through for this issue among Mayor Cox, or City Council member Kelly Nguyen and Nam Quang.
Trước hết là ông xã Lý Nguyễn. Kính thưa quý vị, là ông xã Lý Nguyễn người làm việc biết luật, hiểu luật và đã sai luật đã ra ứng xử.
First of all, Mr. Nguyen, Kelly Nguyen, he knows the law, he understands the law, but then he violated the law by
ông đã dùng điện và đất của thành phố và ông đã làm cái banner để mà ông ứng cử ở đây. Đó là cái luật của ứng cử của tiểu bang California không được quyền cho phép.
So you use the city's electricity, you use the city forum, and also put up a banner right out here for your campaign when state law prohibits that.
Và thứ hai, ông không còn là phó thị trưởng nữa, nhưng mà ông ra ngoài outside có những cái event người ta gọi ông là phó thị trưởng nhưng ông vẫn làm thinh.
And the second thing is you are now no longer the vice mayor of the city, but then you would be appearing at the event in the community, and you would remain silent when people address you or refer to you as vice mayor.
Và thứ ba, ông đã cấp cái bằng vinh danh cho một cái tài tử bình minh trong cái phim Sám Hối, mà người tài tử đó là đảng viên Đảng Cộng sản Việt Nam.
And one of the things is you give a proclamation of a certificate of commendation to an actor who is a Communist Party member.
Kính thưa quý vị, như vậy thì ông Sạc Ly Nguyễn có xứng đáng để mà ra ứng cử làm thị trưởng của thành phố Westminster của chúng ta hay không?
So because of that, you think that Mr. Nguyen, Charlie Nguyen, is a person worthy of being a candidate for the mayorship of the city?
Thưa ông thị trưởng chúng ta, ông là người ủng hộ và endorse cho ông Nam Quang trong thời gian vừa qua. Ông đã thấy rõ ràng cả toàn thế giới đều biết hết, chứ không phải là một mình tôi hay là một mình cá nhân ai.
To Mayor Carr, you are coming forward, you support Nam Nguyen, and that everyone, the whole world know it, not just me.
Ông Nam Quang là một người không có đạo đức, không có hạnh kiểm, đã bạo động ở trong gia đình của ông, và thậm chí ông là người dùng tiếng An Mạch để chửi đồng hương của chúng ta như vậy.
So Nam Nguyen is an unethical person. He committed domestic violence within his family, and then he used the F word for our community.
Vậy thì ông vẫn tiếp tục, và đến ngày hôm nay ông vẫn làm thinh và không trả lời cho đồng hương cũng như cho cử tri để biết rằng ông phải rút cái sự ủng hộ của ông ra đối với cái tên Nam Quang này.
Still, you continue to support him. You remain silent, and you haven't said anything about whether you would withdraw your endorsement for Nam Nguyen for mayor of Westminster.
Cách đây mấy hôm, ông Nam Quang đã lên cái YouTube cho rằng cái thành phố Westminster này không có ra cái gì. Ông thưa ông Chí Tạ, ông có vô hình chung ông có nghĩ rằng Nam Quang đang chửi ông hay không? Bởi vì ông đang làm thị trưởng, ông đang ở đây 18 năm rồi mà không làm được cái thành phố Westminster để cho Nam Quang nói như vậy.
A few days ago, Nam Nguyen appeared on YouTube and he said that the city is worthless. As someone who has been on the council for 18 years, do you feel ashamed because of that? Would you allow Nam Nguyen to say something about a city that you have been on the council for 18 years?
Thưa ông Chí Tạ, tôi thiết nghĩ bây giờ ông nên suy nghĩ cho kỹ. Ông đã thấy rõ ràng và ông đã nghe rõ ràng là bên cứu quả của Việt đoàn cứu quả cũng rút cái đột ra. Đối với Nam Quang thì tại sao ông còn chần chừ gì nữa?
So Mayor Carr, I think you need to carefully reconsider your endorsement because the Firefighter Association of Orange County had withdrawn their endorsement of Nam Nguyen. So what are you waiting for?
Không lẽ cuộc đời chính trị của ông, cái con đường ông đang tiến bước phải đi để cho cái tên Nam Quang này xóa nhòa cái cuộc đời của ông hay sao?
So we're going to let Nam Nguyen here to damage and end your political career.
Đây là những lời của tôi muốn thiết tha nói cùng với ông. Tôi chúc ông được thành công, chúc ông được may mắn, sức khỏe dồi dào, và tôi xin chúc toàn thể quý vị ở đây có nhiều sức khỏe, và cảm ơn quý vị đã lắng nghe tiếng nói của tôi.
So these are my sincere words, and I wish you, Mayor Carr, success, as well as good health, and I wish everyone here good health. And again, thank you for listening to me.
Thân ái kính chào quý vị.
Thank you and sincerely.
Mayor, now we'll move on to speakers via Zoom. We did have an advance request by Dan Corella. Please unmute yourself and you may begin. Please begin.
Good evening. Dan Corella, Westminster. I'm depressed because of inadequate revenue to fund the city's revenue. Westminster is now economically one of the poorest cities in the area. Now, how did this happen? One of the major reasons is that our elected representatives, the mayor and city council, failed for 6 years to come up with any solution other than the 1 cent sales tax. Meeting after meeting, there was no plan, no answers. Shockingly, the only specific attempt to find a solution came some weeks ago with suggestions from City Manager Corden, Assistant City Manager Zakta, and Community Development Director Correa. Well, it's time that we voters evaluate who's qualified to represent. So let's start with Mayor Top. You were a man I once thought had potential, a man I voted for in the past. Sadly, after 6 years of no alternative to the sales tax, I must rate your inaction as a financial failure. Worse than that was your attempt, along with Councilman Nguyen and Doe, to block my right to vote. Dictators of totalitarian countries do that to eliminate or control voters. To attempt that in a city in the United States of America is reprehensible and unforgivable. So Mayor Top, I'm sorry, no more support. Now let me review 3 of our mayoral candidates. Since it's election time everywhere, thousands of election brochures being mailed to voters filled with fairy tale promises and political double talk. And how do you decide? There's an old adage which I used to guide. It's actions speak louder than words. There's another key characteristic that I've noticed in politics. Smart politicians know that to be successful, it's frequently necessary to make compromises or concessions. So my top mayoral candidate, Councilwoman Ho, made such a compromise. Despite her political party being the same as Mayor Top and Councilman Doe and Nguyen, she voted yes for us voters on that critical first tax vote. Also, in order to keep a city safe, you can't do it without a well-funded staff and cooperative police force, and she's the only candidate to have the official endorsement of the Westminster Police Officers Association. Councilman Nguyen, you say very little orally or in print, so you're a hard read, but actions speak louder than words, even if they're just a few words. Your no vote to deprive me of my voting right was black mark number 1. Black mark number 2 was your next vote. Was your black mark as the only board member to deprive needed funding for the Midway City Sanitation District, a really efficient and well-run company. I don't want your negativity on critical financial issues to guide Westminster. Last on my list is Councilman Doe. Although I voted for him in the past, I now realize your value system, which is dictatorial and so radically different from my own, was a huge mistake. When you voted not once but twice to deprive me of my voting right, I knew I wanted you gone. An examination of your mail brochure reveals promises but no real answers, so let's take a look at 3 of those items. Quote, item number 1, Ty knows what it takes to keep our city safe from crime. Answer, yes, it takes the support of Westminster PD, which you don't have. Ty quote 2, I will only propose a balanced budget with strong reserves. My question is how? You oppose the sales tax and have never come up with an alternative. And finally, Ty quote 3, remove the homeless from our neighborhoods and put them in shelters. My response, you have a real problem there because Westminster has no shelters and other city shelters are overflowing with no extra space. My evaluation of Councilman Doe's brochure, which he titled Ty Doe's Plan for Better Westminster, full of promises but lacked any real answers. So 0 support for Ty Doe. I thank for the time, and everyone, please vote for Measure Y.
The next speaker is Amy Walsh. Please unmute yourself. And you may begin.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm allowed to raise my hand at public hearing to speak, correct?
Yes, would you like to speak in
Okay.
public hearing?
Yes,
Okay.
sorry.
It's okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mayor, that concludes the speakers for oral communication in person and via Zoom.
I just want to be clear for that last statement. You can speak now and then also speak during the public hearing. So if you wanted to speak now, you do have that right. And to speak again later during the public hearing.
Amy, did you hear that?
Oh, am I unmuted?
No, you're unmuted, we can hear you. The
Oh,
city attorney has, just wanted us to let you know that you may speak now and again during the public hearing if you wish.
I'll wait, but thank you.
Okay, thanks. That concludes oral communication. Oh,
All right.
I'm sorry, just a moment. Someone else raised their hand, Mayor. Sofa, okay. You may begin speaking. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, please begin.
Hi, thank you. This is Sopak of the Westminster Chamber of Commerce. Just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to all the city staff and audience members who attended our candidates forum today, PCTA, and everybody who was in attendance. We hope that the event was valuable and beneficial to everyone who attended. It was really good to see the familiar faces and new faces, and everybody was very cordial. And the Westminster Chamber of Commerce and the Vietnamese American Chamber of Commerce will continue to strive to make Westminster a desirable place for commerce. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and Mayor, that concludes oral communications via Zoom and in person.
All right, thank you so much. I close for communication. Next, we have consent calendar. All matters, please select the consent calendar I can see routine. Maybe moved by single motion, followed by roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion on this item. Let members of the council staff request a specific item be removed from the consent calendar for separate action on this discussion. Move to approve. Second. All right, we have the motion and second to remove the consent calendar. Roll call vote.
Thank you, and that motion was to approve the consent calendar as presented, all items. The motion was made by Councilmember Nguyen and seconded by Vice Mayor Monzo. Councilmember Doe?
Yes.
Councilmember Ho? Yes. Thank you. Councilmember Nguyen?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Monzo?
Yes.
Mayor Tom?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0, Mayor.
Thank you so much. Next we have public hearings, and I'd like to open public hearing. The first item is 4.1, public hearing and resolution to determine and declare public nuisance and conduct payment for 2022. Before start, present a report, like to inform the public that one of the property in this item that more than 600 from my home. So I already discussed that with city attorney, and he said that should be okay for me to continue to participate in this item.
Yeah, let me clarify that. He did inquire with me that he had property within about 600 and, what was the exact feet?
630 feet.
630 feet. Under state law, if you have 500 feet or under, there's a strong presumption of a conflict. If it's between 500 and 1,000, there's a test you apply. If it's over 1,000, there's a strong presumption of no conflict. So in this situation, I applied the test, and you look at whether or not the decision at issue, which right here is declaring public nuisance with respect to weed abatement on some properties, would it have an effect on the mayor's parcel with respect to its development potential, its income producing potential, its highest and best use, characters of the neighborhood such as change in traffic levels, intensity of use, parking, noise levels, air quality, or the market type. And based on the type of decision that we're looking at here, none of those would seem to apply to declaring a property a public nuisance to eliminate weeds. And so I would just ask the Public Works Director, do you see that as having that kind of an impact?
I don't see this program have this kind of impact.
So in that case, I would not see a conflict in this situation.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
We're checking on my conflict. Possible conflict.
All right. Any other council member? No.
I'm good, you're good.
All right, so please continue.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. This is a public hearing for the resolution to determine and declare a public nuisance and conduct weed abatement program for fall 2022. But the State of California Government Code, Public Works Department enforces the weed and trees abatement from vacant properties in the city. Currently, there are 19 vacant properties on the weed abatement list. Early September, staff sent out notices to these property owners, reminding them that it's time for them to clean their property prior to the inspection from Public Works staff on October 10th. Out of 19 vacant properties, only 5 properties were not clean at the time of the inspections. Public Works staff did follow up with a lot of phone calls to these property owners, including the railroad company. So as of today, 4 of the properties listed on the resolution have been cleaned, and 1 in the process of cleaning. Actually talked to the property owner this afternoon to make sure that's been scheduled. So early this year, each year staff bring the weed abatement program back to the council in fall and spring. For the other 2 quarters, we just send out reminding notices to the property owners and also work with CPU to make sure that any neglected properties that will be taken care of. Staff acknowledged there's a typo on the resolutions related to the government code article. It should be Article 2 instead of Article 3. So that will be corrected with the final resolution. So that concludes my report.
Thank you so much for your report. Any questions from members of the council before we have public comments?
Yes, thanks, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. I have a question. I think I've asked you this before, but just a reminder. As far as the times per year that we conduct the weed abatement, how come only 2 times a year? And how come we can't do it more often?
We actually, the government code that didn't specify how many times you have to do a year. Many cities only do once a year. I think we did a little more and beyond, above 2 twice a year. The other orders, I think it take a lot of efforts and time and follow through with the property owners, trying to not only send out mails, but also trying to phone call if we have that information and follow up and make sure that they do clean their property by time. So we did more than what technically required. So instead of doing 4 times a year, we do twice a year.
And some of these lots that you have on your list, how long have they been vacant?
Some of them have been vacant for a long time. There's no reason, I'm not sure why they're not being developed, but we maintain those on the list and regularly we check with them and see if they have any plans to be developed. Also, I work very closely with building divisions, make sure if any lots that they have the building being demolished, we add them onto the list and make sure we keep an eye on those lists as well, those lots as well.
It's just, I think some of these lots, it's not fair for the community to live with seeing these weeds, tall weeds, basically all year long, because if it takes this long to comply, there's something that we can do. If continued offenders, is there something else that we can do to kind of keep them in line? Because we can't have our community just keep staring at these weeds, year long.
Absolutely. Quarterly, we not only send out notices to them, but also regularly we check, and if they're not in compliance or they've been neglected for months,
we also work in CPU and have it enforced at those times. But during the fall and spring, we directly, public works staff directly contact them and make sure that they follow through.
So we do have more communication besides the two times per year.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, is there any other question to discuss before we have public comments? Okay, so I think is there any way that we can read the rule on public hearings?
Thank you, Mayor.
Dạ vâng, chào các bạn. Bây giờ là họ đang họp để ông giám đốc công viên Công Chánh họ đề nghị là sẽ phải ra cái luật để mà dọn dẹp cỏ dại cũng như rác rưởi trong thành phố. Khải không có lên phát biểu trong cái phần này. Tại xin cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi và hẹn gặp lại các bạn trong những chương trình tới. Chào bạn KSQ, chào bạn Nhân Nguyễn, chào các bạn.
I apologize, that's for item 4.2. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on item 4.1?